Let's have a look at Ghana. Ghana is a big player in West Africa. So Ghana is a country that is very rich in gold. Gold is really plenty in Ghana. Ghana is the highest producer of gold actually in Africa. And so they do have crude oil as well. Cocoa is big as well. So Ghana also is big in manganese and a lot of other natural resources. Another West African country we can quickly look at is Guinea. Guinea here is also very rich in gold and aluminium. Something unique about Guinea as well is that they have low population density. So in terms of compare their land to their population, so their population density is one of the best in Africa. And there's Guinea-Bissau that is just neighbor to Guinea as well. And these are West African countries. Guinea-Bissau, because of their coastline as well, Guinea-Bissau is known for fish. It's known for coconut. Just like Gambia as well. So they are also known for Brazil nut and cashew nut. A lot of cashew nut is one of their main exports in Guinea-Bissau. Another West African country is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast, also known as Cote d'Ivoire. So Ivory Coast is a country that is very rich in the main agricultural product, which is cocoa. Cocoa is very big in Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire actually, as a matter of fact, is the highest producer of cocoa bean in the world. About 40% of cocoa bean in the world comes from Cote d'Ivoire. So they are also rich in other natural resources. I think they do have a bit of crude oil as well as cashew nut as well is there in Cote d'Ivoire. From West Africa, I am moving to East Africa. This time I am going to Kenya. Kenya is a country in East Africa that has a lot of similarity with a neighbor like Ethiopia and Tanzania, whereby they do produce a lot of agricultural commodities like coffee and tea. By the way, Ethiopia is kind of like the origin of coffee. Coffee started from Ethiopia. Kenya. Kenya do have a bit of crude oil as well. Whether it's into large commercial quantity, I'm not really sure about that. I think they have crude oil as well. Kenya is also known for cut flour. So just like Ethiopia as well, they do have export a lot of cut flours. From East Africa, let's move on to South Africa, and I'm looking at Lesotho. Lesotho is a country that only have a single neighbor, so it's just in the middle of South Africa, and it's a landlocked country, and their neighbor is only they don't share border with any other country apart from South Africa. And Lesotho is known for diamond, so they do have diamond as one of their main or natural resource, main export, and they do also manufacture garments and shoes in Lesotho. From South Africa, I am moving to West Africa, and I'm moving to Liberia. So Liberia, as you can see, share border with Sierra Leone, with Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire. Liberia main export is rubber, and they do have iron ore as well and gold as well. And Liberia is one of the two countries in Africa that were never colonized. Liberia obviously is a country that was established because of people that were brought from America to government fund this country. From West Africa, I'm moving to North Africa. As you can see, Libya here. Libya is one of the North African countries that is really very rich in crude oil. So that is actually their major export, natural gas, and they do have a lot of other natural resources, but by far, crude oil is their major export. Madagascar is an island country. Madagascar is the biggest island in Africa, and they are known for coffee. So they do have a lot of plant a lot of coffee, and it's their kind of like major export. And they do have cocoa as well. They do have cocoa and a lot of other natural resources in Madagascar. Not far away from Madagascar is Malawi. Malawi is a country that they do plant a lot of tobacco. So raw tobacco is one of their major export, and also tea as well, and sugar. This is some of the agricultural commodity that they have as their main export. This is Mali here, and Mali since the ancient time has always been known for gold. In fact, the richest man ever, according to historians, is Mansa Musa, who is from around this area, the ancient Mali Empire. And that gold is still there in Mali, and they also have cotton, as I mentioned earlier on, talking about Burkina Faso. Around this area, in Africa, they do plant a lot of cotton. Mauritania is just next door neighbor to Mali, and Mauritania here is a country that is known for iron ore. They do have iron ore, and also they do have gold as well. Let's move on to Mayotte Island. So Mayotte Island is just here, not far from Madagascar. It's a very small island, very close to Comoros as well. And they do have cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of their main export in this tiny island. And this tiny island is actually have affiliate with France. Let's move on now to Morocco. Morocco is a North African country, one of the most popular country in the northern part of Africa. And for Morocco, they do deal with a lot of textiles. I'm talking about clothing. They do have chemical fertilizers as well. Chemical fertilizer actually is one of the common main export of a lot of the North African countries. From Morocco, let's move to South Africa around here, and then we have Mozambique. Mozambique is one of those Lusophone African countries. I'm referring to countries that have Portuguese as their official language. So for Mozambique, they do have aluminium, coal, tobacco, and a bit of petroleum as well. And not too far away from Mozambique is Namibia. So Namibia here is one of those countries in Africa that is really have a very good population density. I'm talking about their vast land. They do have really very small population, and then they are also very popular for roads. They have one of the best road network in the world, not just in Africa, actually in the world. And for Namibia, they do have diamond, they do have copper and gold as well. And from here, I'm moving back to West Africa to Niger. Niger is a country that is just above, Nigeria is just up there. And Niger is one of those landlocked countries in Africa. And for Niger, they are very popular for uranium. Uranium is one of those natural resources that is really very important for nuclear plant, so which can generate a lot of power, electricity, and all of that. And Niger is a country that has actually been exploited for a very long time by France, actually, that they do extract a lot of their uranium, and also they do have oily seeds, and Niger do have gold as well. And just below Niger is Nigeria. We know Nigeria is one of the countries in Africa, alongside Congo and South Africa, that do have a lot of natural resources, but obviously petroleum is the biggest of Nigerian natural resources, and Nigeria is a member of OPEC country and do produce a lot of petroleum products. Petroleum product in Nigeria, the crude oil is kind of like contribute about 70% of Nigeria revenue. And Nigeria also have a lot of cocoa as well. They do export cocoa, and also gold, bauxite, and a lot of other natural resources. Let's look at another tiny island called Reunion, France, where this is one of the territories of France, where it's associated with Africa, but it's almost like but whether own or belong to France. It's just one of those legacy imperialism anyway. So that is being an island. Definitely you can know that they will be dealing with a lot of fish, and also I think they do hydropower as well. But in terms of main export, well, it's possibly your commercial or economic activity there, fishing. And I want to move on to Rwanda. Rwanda here is a country that passed through a lot for obvious reason, which is all documented, but they have really bounced back and doing a lot of good things in Rwanda. So for Rwanda, some of their main export is tin oil, coffee, gold, titanium. They are a country that has a lot of mineral resources as well. St. Helena is one of those island country that's just somewhere around there. Is it associated with Africa as well? You can see British flag there. It's like a British territory, and it's associated with Africa as well. And being an island is going to be fish, so it's kind of like fishing as the economic activity. And quickly moving on to Sao Tome and Principe there. So Sao Tome and Principe is a very tiny island as well. So when the Portuguese first brought cocoa bean from South America, Sao Tome was one of the first places where cocoa were planted. So for that reason, cocoa is one of their main exports on the island, and also palm oil as well. And being an island, you can also know that they possibly will be doing fishing. So which fish might be some of their economic activity there. Moving on to another West Africa country, which is Senegal. Senegal is a country that has wrap around the Gambia actually, and Senegal also have gold. They have because of their coastline, some fishing as well, frozen fish, they do export, and phosphoric acid, groundnut as well. So they do have groundnut in Senegal. From Senegal, let's move to Seychelles. Seychelles is a country is kind of island country. So, and when it's a island country, you can suspect fish, processed fish is definitely one of their main exports. Non-fillet frozen fish. And let's go back to West Africa, to Sierra Leone. I think for anyone that have seen a popular movie called Blood Diamond, you can, that is really associated with Sierra Leone. So which means diamond is one of the kind of like an export in Sierra Leone, as well as titanium ore, timber as well, and aluminium ore, and cocoa as well. Just like a lot of West African country, they are really very good with cocoa because of the weather, and also a lot of cocoa farmers. And I'm going back to East Africa, to Somalia. So Somalia is known for livestock, just like Djibouti or Eritrea that we spoke on earlier on. So Somalia is a country that also have gold, livestock generally, sheep, goats. And let's go to the big one, South Africa. South Africa is one of the richest country in Africa in terms of natural resources. I don't know, between South Africa, Congo, and Nigeria. So these are some of these countries are really very rich in natural resources. And for South Africa, we know gold, obviously. So which Ghana and South Africa, they tend to kind of like a rotate between them in terms of the highest producer of gold in Africa list. So South Africa might be number one, and then Ghana number 2, and then Ghana number 1 and number 2, sort of like rotation. So and then we know diamond as well for South Africa, platinum, and a lot of mineral resources. And from South Africa, let's move on to one of the newest countries in the world, and I'm talking about South Sudan. South Sudan is a country that also have crude oil, and crude oil actually it was one of the troubles for the conflict between Sudan and South Sudan, for them splitting into two. In fact, Sudan was the biggest country in terms of landmass in Africa before, but when they split, and then it then became Algeria. So South Sudan, so they have crude oil, and also they have gold as well. From South Sudan, I go to Sudan, so which is just their next neighbor, and they both were the same country before they split. So they kind of like have similar natural resources. So for Sudan as well, they do have crude petroleum, and also they have gold, groundnut, cattle. And from there, actually, I am moving to Tanzania, which has a lot of similarity to Kenya in terms of like a lot of agricultural commodities, like tea, like coffee. These are some of the main export, and also gold as well. They do have a lot of gold in Tanzania as well, and as well as cotton, cashew nut, tea I've mentioned. And I am going from here to West Africa. I am going to Togo. So Togo is a country that have border with Ghana, Benin, and also Burkina Faso at the top. So the main agricultural commodity in Togo is soybean. It's kind of like their main agricultural commodity. Obviously we have other mineral resources. As we know, Africa is really blessed. So from West Africa to the north, and I am going to Tunisia. Tunisia is a country in the North Africa. So and Tunisia is have some similarity with the other North African country as well, in terms of they also have a lot of textile, and kind of like a Mediterranean feel as well. They have olive oil. Something I forgot to mention when I was looking at Morocco was argan oil. Argan oil is kind of like a famous in Morocco, and all these North African country as well. They are also kind of like that area. They are rich in crude oil, or kind of like a natural gas. Let's go back to the East African area and Uganda. So Uganda as well is a country that also have gold. They do have gold, and like their East African counterpart, they are very big in agricultural commodity, coffee. They do plant cocoa as well, sugar, tea. These are some of the the commodity or main export of Uganda. And I go back to West Africa area to Western Sahara. Western Sahara is a country that hasn't really properly been recognized by United Nations, but they are kind of regarded as part of Morocco. And this country have phosphate. Phosphate is one of the common natural resources in there. And then let's go to Zambia. So Zambia, as you can see here, is a country that have copper, gold, tobacco. Actually, copper is their biggest. I think it's one of the biggest natural resources, because a lot of Chinese activities are going on in Zambia, simply because this country is so blessed with a copper. I think they are one of the highest producer of copper in the world. And from Zambia is just their neighbor Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe as well is one of those countries very rich in Africa. They have gold, platinum, chrome, tobacco, and they do plant cotton as well.